Hello, my name is Tyler Receiver, and my group partner is Aurelia. We'll be presenting the disease mononucleosis. Mononucleosis is often called mono or the kissing disease. Mononucleosis is caused by the Epstein-Barr virus, which is a type of the herpes virus. It is extremely common today with about 90% of adults showing evidence of a previous infection. Most people that contract the disease, however, show no symptoms. When a young adult or high school age person contracts the disease, 35 to 50% get infectious mononucleosis and do show symptoms. One of the reasons I chose this disease is because in high school I actually contracted mononucleosis, and it wasn't a fun time. I actually lost 30 pounds due to that disease. Next is etiology. As said before, mononucleosis comes from the Epstein-Barr virus and is one of the 8 human herpes viruses. This virus is one of the most common viruses that humans contract. The virus is about 122 to 180 nanometers in diameter. The virus is complex with several layers of protection. On the outermost edge of the virus, there's the envelope proteins. They're used to bind to receptors on the host cell. Getting closer to the center, there's the envelope. This envelope is used to protect the virus and help avoid the host's immune system. Next, there's the viral tegument. This tegument is made up of proteins which help with viral DNA replication. It also helps protect the virus from the host's immune system. Next, there's the nucleocapsid. The capsid is icosahedral, which means spherical shaped. This capsid is also made of proteins which help to protect the viral DNA inside of it. The double helical DNA of this virus contains about 172,000 base pairs and 85 genes. Once it enters into the host cell, it can enter the latent phase, which means they're in the cell but aren't causing any trouble. Replication. The Epstein-Barr virus can infect both B cells and epithelial cells, but the mechanism for entering each cell is a little bit different. To enter a B cell, viral glycoprotein GP350 binds to a cellular receptor. Then a different viral glycoprotein interacts with a molecule that detects antigens. This glycoprotein tricks the cell and fusion of the viral envelope and the cell membrane occurs. The virus can then enter the B cell. For epithelial cells, viral protein BMRF2 interacts with a cellular integrin. Integrins are transmembrane receptors which help with adhesion to the cell. Then a different viral protein interacts with a different integrin to trigger fusion of the viral envelope with the cell membrane. Once the virus is into the cell, the capsid dissolves and the viral genome is transported to the cell's nucleus so replication can occur. The Epstein-Barr virus goes through a lytic replication, which means the host cell is burst and releases more of the replicated virus. In order for the genome to be replicated, it has to be linear. Once the genome is linear, viral DNA polymerase can get to work on replicating the DNA. This is different than some other viruses because the virus usually uses the cell's polymerase instead of its own. In B cells, lytic replication usually takes place after the virus is reactivated from latency. In epithelial cells, lytic replication occurs right after it enters the cell and doesn't need to enter a latency period. Reservoir. Humans are the major reservoir for the Epstein-Barr virus. Once you're infected with the Epstein-Barr virus, it never goes away. This means that the virus can lie dormant in your cells for the rest of your life. Since it can lie dormant in your cells, this also means the symptoms can come back months or even years after you've contracted the virus. Treatment. The Epstein-Barr virus has no specific cure. The best way to recover from the virus is a lot of rest, eating a healthy diet, drinking plenty of fluids, and also gargling salt water. Since mononucleosis is a viral infection, there are no antibiotics that work to treat it. There is, however, an experimental antiviral drug that is being tested right now. Northwestern University School of Medicine is conducting experiments with a drug called valomaciclovir. They are starting to see that this drug is effective in helping people who are suffering from mononucleosis recover faster and have less of the virus in their mouth. There are some secondary infections that can come from mononucleosis. These include streptococcal infections, sinus infections, and tonsillitis. To treat some of the symptoms, a person can take over-the-counter pain relievers such as ibuprofen and acetaminophen.
I'm going to talk about mononucleosis, and I'm going to talk about the prevention, the signs and symptoms, and then the transmission. With the prevention, mono is believed to be spread through saliva, and if someone is infected, the person can spread the virus by kissing or sharing food, using others' utensils, or drinking food like the same, like cups or bottles with other people as well. And then with the transmission, the virus that causes mono can be transmitted from one person to another through a cough or a sneeze, or by sharing a glass or like a drinking cup with other people who are infected by the virus. But it's not as contagious as compared to common cold, so you cannot get it like the way others get common cold by just like being around them, I guess. And then with the signs and symptoms, it includes fever, fatigue, sore throats, swollen lymph nodes, sore muscles, and there's also loss of appetite.